Brown Boy Wonder podcast, the show where we talk about movies, shows, sports, and a little hint of wrestling. So sit back and wonder with your Brown Boy Wonder. Welcome to the 100th edition of the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. We couldn't have reached this milestone without you, our incredible listeners. Your support, feedback, and enthusiasm have been the driving force behind every episode. I couldn't have done it without you guys at all. Also, I couldn't have done it with my guests. Looking back at it, where I started, it's been an amazing ride so far. From the first episode where I talked about Honduras when I was coughing a lot, till now. Wow. It's amazing. Well, my guest and I watched this movie in high school, and I thought it was a great idea to bring it back. Full circle moment for all these guys and I. This movie's great. It has some quirky moments. I'm talking about the 1957 12 Angry Men. My first guest was on my Saw and Avatar rewatch episodes and listen party episodes, and he's currently the WPA champion, Skyler. Skyler, how are you doing today?
What does that mean? Do people know what that is?
I don't think so.
It's never been mentioned on this show before. You just threw that in. But yes, hello, I'm here.
Sir,
I'm doing great.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm angry.
What?
I'm an angry man.
Okay, you just became angry. Okay. Okay. My second guest was on my DC and non-MCU tier list, and many others, and he's also one half of the WPA Tag Team Champion, Daniel. Daniel, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Just had a fist fight with the internet. So if anybody listening to this does not have internet, it's because I've stolen it, and you can't have it back.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but it's okay. Well, my one question is, are you angry?
Always.
Okay, that's good. I got two angry men here. My third guest is usually on all my sports episodes, and he's also the one half of the WPA Tag Team Champion, Steven. Steven, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. Half of the meatballs. And yes, I'm also angry.
Okay, I got three angry
You can
men.
see my icon, it's angry.
Oh, I see it. Okay, I got three angry men here. My fourth guest, my last guest here, he's currently on my Power Rangers rewatch series, and he is currently the Brown Boy Wonder podcast champion, Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me, Abrar. And you know what? I'm angry too. So together, that makes 12.
Oh, yeah. We got some angry men here.
Woo!
Woo! That's what I meant to say, right? Woo!
Woo!
Well, I do have a question for you guys. Do you guys ever been to jury duty? Or done
Nope.
jury duty?
I've been called to do it 3 times, I think, or at least twice, and I've gotten out of it every time.
Oh, that's good.
So my funny story is I've only ever been summoned to jury duty one time. And it was like April of 2020.
Oh,
And something
okay.
was kind of going on at the time. So they were
Ooh.
like, never mind. Just we're not doing it. And it's
No
like
more courts.
I don't know what the deal with jury duty is. I was told or led to believe that like if you're summoned and then you don't have to come, then it's like not for like years after that you have to like get summoned again or something like that. Basically, I'm gonna be like a 40-year-old man, and then I'm finally gonna get summoned for jury duty, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had it happen. I mean, if it came in the mail and I just missed it, that's on them, not me. So really, yeah, it's never had it. But you know what? I would hope that if I ever do go, it's something like this movie, and I know what person I will be and what type of person I won't be based on this.
Hopefully. Well, I do have another question. Well, I have two more questions, but this next question is, How long did this movie take to film? I got 3 options for you guys.
Oh, this is trivia.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Was it 2 months? Was it 21 days? Or was it 100 days?
My assumption would be that they got through this pretty quickly. I mean, it's one set. We have very limited actors. We could probably power through this pretty good. Everyone's a professional back in the day. We don't have to take cigarette breaks. We're all smoking in the scenes.
That's
So,
true.
I'm gonna say 21 days.
Okay, I got 21. Anyone else?
Wait, was it to film or like all
To
of it?
film.
Okay, the 21 days.
What are the other two?
I got 2 months and 100 days.
Ooh. Let's go with.
What's the dog say?
The dog is angry.
Oh, that's the 5th Angry Man.
Oh!
Let's. You know what? Let's go with 2 months.
2 months? Okay. What about you,
Yeah.
Daniel?
My instinct would have been that they filmed this in like a weekend. So I guess I'm going to go for 21 days
Ooh.
because that's
Okay,
the smallest. You see.
Okay. Anthony, how about you?
Yeah, and I guess it'd be fun for everyone to say a different answer, but there's 3 answers and 4 people you're asking the question of. So I guess nuts to that, I will also say 21 days because I mean they find some clever ways to shoot in a single room, but it's still just shot in a single room with 12 people, so it's got to be that.
All right. Well, I'm locking your answers in. Locked it in. The correct answer is 2 months. No, it's 21 days. 21 days.
Steven, you have been voted off the podcast.
Damn.
Please leave.
How you gonna do me like that? How
You've been
dare
voted
you?
to please put some headphones in because feedback is going to be in the whole episode.
It's too late.
It's too
100
late now.
episodes in. We can't change it now.
Okay. Well, how about the budget? What was the budget for this film?
This is old timey money. This is ridiculous. We don't know.
However much it costs
Yeah.
to feed everybody ham sandwiches.
$10?
$10 for a ham sandwich back in
In the 50s.
1957.
Everyone sandwiches for 21 days.
Oh, okay. So yeah. $10. That's our guess.
$10.
The budget?
Yeah.
Do you
All
not
right.
have multiple choice? Because there's no way we're going to guess what the budget of a 1950s movie was.
No. This is fill in the blank here.
Oh my god.
Fill in the blank. You know what? $100.
$100. Okay. I got
How
$10.
about $337,000?
Whoa!
Wait a minute.
Whoa!
We could just change our answer. $1,000.
No, Skyler's right. It is close to.
What?
It was
I'm
300.
right. That was off
300
the top of my head.
It was
Really? Wow.
$337,000.
That's crazy.
Wow. Skyler's very smart.
I'm good at this.
Well,
I was in movies, you see.
Yeah, look,
That's
he's,
true.
True.
he's,
Yeah,
he's
got
your
it.
too.
what about the box office? Any guesses there?
Oh my God, what are we
hang on. Let me think.
Wait, hold on. Scroll down real fast.
How about $2 million?
You're right. And with rental help. Yeah,
Oh!
$2 million.
With rentals. Parentheses
That's crazy.
rentals.
Good lord.
Louise.
What does that mean? What are they? Oh, rental of like the movie was Blockbuster a thing in the 50s?
It means that it says 2 million in the parenthetical rentals on Wikipedia. That's what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it though.
it was the
That's true.
hottest talkie at the time.
Oh,
For sure.
Now the hottest Takis are the ones that you bring to math class in high school and you eat them, crunch, crunch, right?
That's still a thing. We've been out of school for a decade.
Oh, no. Would the kids
Oh.
even go to high school anymore?
There's more. I
hope
think it's
not.
more Zoom class now.
Oh,
Mhm.
well,
Topical
if
humor.
you're zooming around on Zoom, then you could definitely eat Takis in your bedroom.
Mm. Well, let's get into the cast here. Juror number 1, he is Martin Balsam. He's juror number 1 there. Any thoughts on this guy here? How he looks?
Does that-
Sweaty.
Does
Yeah, he
anyone
was-
say that
know
for
what
everybody.
he's from? He's from a very famous shot in movie history, if anyone can name it.
Oh,
Is it the shot at the end of this movie where he has sweat entirely through his shirt and looks disgusting?
This is. Oh, Scott, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is the sweatiest movie I've seen since Mission Impossible 1.
oh yes.
It's a
I mean-
sweaty movie.
It's a sweat movie, that's for sure. Yeah, for sure. But no, this is the guy that falls down the stairs in Psycho. You know the shot where he like is moving and the background is like moving because they can really actually push him.
the
Yeah,
detective. I didn't
he's the
recognize him.
detective in
Oh,
Psycho.
okay.
So if you ever because I was watching this movie, being like, where do I know this guy from? Like, clearly it has to be something old. I didn't see him on, Friends. And yeah, sure enough, it was that a very famous movie shot in Psycho.
He might have been on Friends. Let me check.
Okay,
Oh,
you know what, that's
no,
fair.
he
No.
died. He died.
He was killed in Psycho. That was real. That happened.
That's true. Spoilers.
Okay.
But he died in real life also.
It was the money shot.
Well, we also got John Fielder as your number 2. He's like a little shy guy here.
Now, I did recognize him, and
Immediately.
I have witnesses. Not immediately, I'll say. I was like, this guy's from something. What's he from? And I was watching this with two of our other hosts here, Daniel and Steven. They were like, how the hell are we going to watch this? Where is it even? And I was like, I'll tell you where it is. It's on my shelf on 4K. So we're watching it.
Yes, sir.
So and we're sitting there, and this juror number 2 gets into a scene where I think we were calling him like Pipsqueak or Poindexter, something like that.
Right.
He's a little
Correct.
dirty boy. And then just something like I had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. I was like, holy shit, that's Piglet.
Yeah, I want to say from the first sentence he spoke, I just went, "Is that Piglet? Just do Piglet?" Because like for those who maybe not unaware, like a lot of old Disney stuff and animated stuff, it's just their voices. Like the guy who did Winnie the Pooh and all that's just what that guy sounded like every day. So you could have like run into him at a restaurant and it would just be like, "I'm Winnie the Pooh." Like it's just that voice. So yeah, the fact that he's just talking, it's like, oh, that's Piglet, 100%. At one point, it starts raining, and I'm like, "Tut tut, looks like rain."
Whoa.
Well, we also got the mother effing loud
Whoa.
guy,
Whoa, hey.
Lee J. Cobb as juror number 3.
Hey, look at the facts.
Yeah, I mentioned before we started recording that I was referring to this guy as Rodney Dangerfield the whole movie.
Yeah, accurate.
But we should mention he was also in a little known movie called The Exorcist.
As Reagan?
Was Reagan possessed in that movie?
I don't think so.
No, he played President
Ronald
Reagan
Reagan?
on TV.
The actor?
Oh yes, there's a scene where they see Ronald Reagan go, "Well, I think I might run for president." Well, like, oh, that's a good idea.
Well, we got
That's
another guy
when she
named.
starts throwing up.
Ooh. We got another guy named E.G. Marshall as juror number 4.
Speaking of presidents,
That guy,
This-
this guy
this-
looks like a president.
well, he played the president in Superman 2.
Oh,
Oh wow, okay, that makes sense since Superman's in the movie.
I just thought he looked like
yeah,
Cornette.
Superman's right across the table from him.
then we got another guy named Jack Coleman as juror number 5.
I don't have anything to say about this guy.
I think he's the normalest person in this place. In this
Well,
room.
he's a victim of prejudice, which we'll find out.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
looked really familiar, and I didn't know why. And I looked through his whole IMDb and still can't figure it out.
He might. Oh, he kind of looks like Adrian Brody a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to
You're
remind
fired.
any listeners
Oh.
that Grud does this thing where he says, this person looks like this. And in no way at all do they actually look like
I
that.
think they should know by now. This is the 100th
You
episode.
couldn't have picked a more distinct looking person than Adrian Brody. To say he looks like this guy, just this normal guy.
If you blink twice, then you see it.
Hang on, let me try. Nope.
Ah, damn.
You know what? This summer I'll go see that movie Blink Twice, and I'll get back to you and I'll let you know.
Oh, very good Channing Tatum movie. But all right, the next guy here is Edward Binns, juror number 6.
This is the everyman. This is like the
Yeah.
normal guy. Because he's like a working class dude. He's not too antagonistic, but he's like represents the everyman in a way.
Yeah, he spent most of the movie like standing up for the people who were saying not guilty, but then also not changing his vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
what a good guy.
We got this guy here, Jack Warden, as juror number 7. He's sweaty.
Oh yeah,
One of the sweatiest. Yeah. There's a few that are sweatier than others, and this guy's up there. He's
he just wants to get to the ball game.
I just want to see the game. Hey?
yeah. He's dressed as Otis from Superman. But he kind of looks like Knox from Batman. So if
I was
that
calling
helps
him-
the listeners.
I was calling him Al Bundy.
He does look like
Yeah, it's when it started raining that hard, he should have just given up. He was like, "No, the infield's covered." Like, dude, that doesn't matter.
Bro,
it's,
come on.
It's
That's true.
boring.
We also got our legendary actor Henry Fonda as juror number 8.
Yep. I suppose our main character, if we had to pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite. Oh, I think all of our favorites. Our beloved grandpa or old man, Joseph Sweeney. Oh, he's sweet in my heart as juror number 9.
Wow.
He's got the most iconic faces in the movie for sure. Lots of
They
close-ups.
they make sure that you catch those faces in super close up fashion.
It's great.
Next one is he's I don't know about this guy. It's Ed Bedley as juror number 10.
Boo. Boo. This is the opposite of the old man. This is the evil old man.
Yeah,
Boo.
this is Bizarro.
Boo, boo,
Boo
in the
racist,
movie.
boo.
But in real
Listen,
life,
he, listen, he was a good heel. All right.
That's good. The next guy here is George Volosky as juror number 11.
That's not even close. That wasn't even
That-
close.
that's
wasn't
fine.
close. You had
It
like
doesn't
3 letters.
matter that there wasn't even an L in the
It's not
name.
even an
It's
L.
fine. We knew what we were getting into. This we're 100 episodes in. We know.
It's true.
Yeah.
We want to keep it authentic at
He
this
chose.
point.
He says he chose this movie for nostalgia and like, oh, all of us watched it in high school. He chose it because he was like, that's 12 names I get to read.
True.
You know.
You're right.
You know. We got him.
You can't mess up the last one though. This one's.
I mean, he could.
No. He's got this. I believe in him.
Okay, so the last guy here is Robert Weber
You
as
got
juror
it.
number 12.
I
I was going to say
got it.
Weber.
Slam
I
dunk.
knew it. I knew you were going to say Weaver.
I feel like I kind of alley ooped you there. I helped. I was like, all right, bro, you got this. I forced you to lock in. You're like, no, let's think about this.
Absolutely. Well, and of course, don't forget about the judge, Rudy Bond as the judge. I have
Barely
an
in the
picture
movie.
for him.
Hey, that's not in the notes.
Oh, sorry. But yes, what are your guys' overall thoughts on this movie before we get into it?
This is very good. Very good movie. It's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to not sound like movie snobs or like, oh my god, this is how you used to make movies. It's great,
Yeah.
but it is a very, very good like classic film for a reason.
Yeah, echoing Anthony's sentiment, I don't want to oversell it, but I genuinely think this is one of the best movies of its era, if not of all time. Like, just the fact that we're set in one room, basically. Yeah, sure, we poke into like another small room for a second every now and then, and we see the courtroom at the beginning and we leave at the end. That's it. But it's one room for almost 90 minutes, and it's 12 guys, and they're all sweaty, and all they do is argue. But every conversation almost seems like an action sequence.
Right.
Like you're genuinely intrigued the whole time, and just the way it's shot, the pretty great performances. Not like nothing too powerhouse, but everything's super solid. Everyone plays off each other so well. I'm not gonna say a lot of bad things about this movie. Maybe I'll make fun of the close up of the old man, but that's about
Jared
it.
number 9.
Lovingly.
Good
I love
shot.
that guy. But it's a timeless classic. I mean, you can watch it at any period, and like, there's no phones involved, of course. I know it's in the 50s, but like, no phones, no modern technology. You can watch it at any point, and you can. It's still a great movie.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is that, like, because they make you watch this in like government classes, like
Yeah.
poli sci or whatever. You are not going to learn a damn thing about like the court system by
No.
this movie. Not
No.
a single thing. I
That's-
don't know why they show this in school.
That's where the joke started. Is in high school, or at least some of our like senior year government class.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teacher was just put this on. It was like, we're gonna watch this week because I don't feel like teaching. I'm hungover or something. I don't know why she did it.
That was
But,
a lot of government class, well, especially in the later half of the year. Almost like a split right down where she sort of gave up. But
Yeah.
hey, we got a good movie out of it.
Yeah, it's a movie that clearly stuck with us, and to the point where our bra's like, we gotta watch this, and I'm like, your audience will not know why.
It's so left field for like everything else that's been on here.
Yeah,
No, it's
Avatar,
okay.
Power Rangers, horror movies, 12 Angry Men.
Somewhere there's
Oh.
a grandpa on Spotify being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, finally,
we got
a
it all."
podcast for me."
This, this is the movie where we all came together as a group.
You say that, but I don't think Steven watched this in high school.
I didn't either.
I did.
Did you have the same teacher as us? I don't even remember.
Me? No, almost
No,
certainly
not you. You were all I'm in AP stuff. Stupid.
I had Salmons, and then he got fired.
Bro, bleep that name. Bleep
Redact.
that name. Bleep that coach who got arrested's name.
I will do that.
He's
Yes,
not gonna do
the list of coaches.
A lot of coaches in our high school got fired and arrested. Not till after we were gone, though.
True.
Yeah,
They-
That's
they,
true.
were they were problematic when we were there. We just didn't know. We assumed, but we didn't know.
True. Yeah. And a lot of us weren't in athletic programs at any point in those later years. So it's not like we had any direct, unless you had like a history class or something along those lines with one of these
Yeah.
teachers.
Also, unfortunately, I think a big part of it was they were mostly problematic to girls.
Right. And we're 12
yeah.
angry men. So
We are
it
12 angry
Yeah.
men. We were then, we are now.
Very great.
Yeah. Angry about that. Angry about this. Yeah. It's all.
But that's a
connected.
fun little history lesson about where we all come from. How there was a massive sting operation and that fired a bunch of coaches after we
Yeah, there-
graduated.
There's like 3 within 6 months. It was crazy.
I'm glad they got him, I guess. Yeah.
Now we're gonna sing the fight song. Let's go.
Oh, and then we could have been on the jury,
Oh,
and we all would have
man.
said guilty and then not changed it.
I don't think we were old enough.
We couldn't be on the
After we
jury. We're
graduated?
connected to the cases.
They don't know that.
Okay. You're right. Anyways, the movie that we're talking about, I don't know. We got so caught off by talking about high school. We completely lost track of this movie. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of creativity that goes into this shooting in one location. There's so many places where it's like, all right, we're going to take the camera over here. We're going to take it over there. Like, I don't know if there's a single space in this little room that didn't have the camera in it at some point, because we'll start in one place and then we'll kind of move in on 2 people having a conversation and kind of float around. And it flows nicely because the dialogue is interesting, but also somewhat realistic. Like, you'll have the racist guy like coughing in the middle of lines because it's established he has like a summer cold, as they put it. So like, that's all there. It works within the world, but it's all very engaging. It's all very exciting, especially when you're building up like, let me ask you this real quick. And it's like, oh, where's this gonna go? Someone's about to reveal something really interesting, and it's always like a one payoff. Like, I want to watch this in like a theater with like an end game level sort of like reaction. I mean, this is jumping ahead, but like when he pulls out the knife
Yeah.
and throws it down on the table, that was a huge pop. That was so exciting.
That's the portal scene. That's the end game portal scene. Everyone's jumping up and screaming.
It's people cheering in the theater for that.
Yo!
The what adds to it is the constant like scene direction. Like, people are not just sitting still. Like, people are always standing up, walking over to the window, coming over here, pouring a drink of water, going to the bathroom, coming back.
Mhm.
Where's this guy? And it adds to this kind of like slight, like you feel how annoyed everyone is in the room at each other. Like this guy keeps
Just
like, all right,
perfect.
everyone sit down. No one's sitting the hell down. But then
Uh-uh.
also it adds like a constant change of like, oh, this juror is interacting with this juror at the window, and then this, like, everyone's at the table, but then this guy gets up and this guy comes back, so now it's a different guy.
It's good.
Good.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. Let's get into it, as they say. On a hot summer day, a jury
Very hot.
in at least I think it's like Texas weather right now. Is that heat?
And,
They say it's
and
the
they
hottest
can't
day of
get
the
the
summer.
fan to work.
Oh my god.
Oh, the fan.
A jury in New York County Courthouse prepares for a case of a 18-year-old boy accused of killing his abusive father. The judge says that if there is any reasonable doubt, the jurors must return a verdict of not guilty. If the defendant is found guilty, he will receive a mandatory death sentence of an electric chair. Holy cow.
Holy scow.
Um,
Jeez.
At first, the case seems clear. A neighbor testified to witness a defendant stab his father from her window through the windows by passing an elevated train. Another neighbor testified as he heard the defendant threaten to kill his father and the father's body hitting the floor. Then he ran down to his door and he saw the defendant running down the stairs. The boy has recently purchased a switchblade, the same one he found on his father. And here we go. And scene.
Very nice. Very good.
Everyone goes into the jury room. They were all trying to get adjusted with the heat, of course. You see Henry Fonda, jury number 8, refusing gum. Do you guys refuse gum if you were him?
Would I refuse the gum if I was him?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends.
I like it.
Well, back in high school, if you had gum, you were everyone's best friend.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. I definitely reached a point in my life where someone offers me something, I'm almost like my first instinct is to say no. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. It's like I guess I don't want to be a burden. So if someone, like if I'm at the office and they're like, "Hey, we brought in desserts," I'm like, "Oh no, thank you. I don't want to. I don't want to walk over to the table and like
Yeah.
look like an idiot getting a donut."
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
everyone that offered you
Yeah.
is just gonna stand in the corner and watch as you yourself walk over and get it.
Yeah, that's the
Look
feeling.
over your shoulder, like, okay.
Yeah.
Actually doing it.
So I'd almost instinctually be like, "Oh no, thanks." So even if I wanted gum, so I'd be in the same spot as Henry Fonda, which at this point is I'm on the right track.
That's true.
I think there's a good chance I would say no because I'm not huge on gum.
Mm.
I don't really chew gum.
You're not a juicy fruit guy?
Well, I just said I don't chew gum, so I guess no.
Okay.
Like, I get, you know what? If I was Henry Fonda and like I had to go to the courthouse and I was like late and I didn't brush my teeth that morning, like I forgot, I was like, oh shit, and I ran out and I'm like self-conscious about my breath or something. Yeah, I would take the gum. But other than that, I'd probably just like be drinking water from the water cooler or something. Do people chew gum when it's hot? Is that good?
I don't think so.
People like that?
Good point.
Does that sound
Yeah, that's a
refreshing?
good choice.
Maybe it's a cool mint. Maybe, but I don't think that was a cool mint.
I guess I'm thinking of like
spearmint.
baseball players blowing a big pink Bazooka Joe bubble. So
Mm.
maybe that's kind of like a in the heat type thing. I don't know.
Did baseball players really do that, or was that propaganda to sell gum? Like, would
Yeah,
baseball players
that
naturally
probably.
do that, or were they just chewing tobacco? Right?
Tobacco.
Yeah, eventually replaced by sunflower seeds. Yeah.
What the hell is the sunflower seeds? Gross.
Oh fuck. All right, we're
Yeah,
that's a
they
whole different
salty,
podcast
just-
about talking about sunflower
Suck
seeds in the
on 'em.
dugout.
Don't worry. Jury number 1 wants to vote by ballot. Juror 10, who coughs, makes a unfunny joke. Maybe we can get him elected a senator.
Yeah, that guy.
the jurors just want to get out of there, man. They got things to do. Like juror number 8, he got to go to the Yankees game. to catch the ball game. And jury two said, "I'm not really a baseball fan."
Yeah, no surprise, Poindexter.
Got him.
Yeah, what a loser.
Ah,
Back
come
to the
on.
100-acre wood.
Yeah.
Blown
Only
away by the
cool
wind,
dude.
you little nerd.
Only cool dude's not baseball, not this guy.
That's right.
Damn. Well, I feel bad for that guy. I mean, he usually wears glasses.
He was a sweet
Uh,
kid. You know,
Yeah,
let's
he's a
actually.
sweet kid.
I got a note that I looked this up while we were watching it, and it kind of I shouldn't have said it when I did because it became very distracting for some of us. I crunched the numbers on how old
Oh.
John Fielder, juror number 2, was
Yeah.
while filming this. He was like 35
Whoa.
ish. That dude, like, no
So
toupee.
bald.
He didn't shave it all off. Anything. He's just
Nope.
man.
It's a
He
different
looked
time.
50, sounded 15.
That's rough. He's
It's
going
the-
through it.
You know,
Yeah.
it was a nicotine-filled world. You know,
Oh.
polio was rampant. It's
He
just,
doesn't. He doesn't smoke himself, but all the smoke around him made his hair fall out.
yeah,
Melted his
exactly.
hair.
Like,
You know,
He's just the right height that all the smoke goes right through his hair.
yeah,
that's such a
Singed it off.
Piglet thing.
it's a
Oh,
Piglet
Piglet.
thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone will sit in order based on their jury number. Everyone is waiting for jury number 9, the old beloved man in the bathroom, our old favorite man. Moments later, jury number 9 showed up, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to keep you waiting."
That was your favorite part. Was you were hanging
Yeah,
on
it
every
was.
word this guy said.
Yeah, it was.
It's got some zingers coming up.
In the first vote, all jurors voted guilty except juror number 8, who believes that there should be a discussion before the verdict is made. He says he cannot vote guilty because reasonable doubt exists, and he just want to talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's the story of the movie. It's this idea of not jumping to conclusions, not just throwing a person's life away because you got places to be. It's, I guess, it's kind of like an ideal sort of fantasy of being the good man when all else is against you. Like just doing the right thing is ultimately what this is, and it's like infectious in a way. It's like morality seeps into everyone here.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, as you said, like, he's 18 years old. His life has been like kicked around. He lived in a slum. Give some chance to him.
Yeah.
Good input.
Yeah.
We gotta give some chance, Jury number 10 is like, he got lucky. He got a trial. What an asshole.
Whoa. Whoa.
He's like, I know how they are. They're just like that. Juror number 9, the old guy, stood up and is like, bitch, you think you're all like that? I'm like,
All that and a bag of potato chips.
He was ready to throw down.
A couple of weeks ago or last week, whenever it was, you had told me you had 8 pages of notes for this movie, and this is what your notes are. This guy says, "That asshole," and the other guy says, "Bitch, are you for real?"
It's the entire script, but written in meme.
Yeah. That's
exactly.
good job.
Clark Kent, aka juror number 12, was discussing his Rice Pops advertisement.
I mentioned that while we were watching. I was like, this guy's so excited about his job that he just drew a doodle of a cereal box and showed the guy next to him. Like, look, hey Jimmy, I drew a frog.
It is very strange because it's like, oh well, I work in marketing and la la la. Like he goes off of that. You're right, but he did doodle a cereal box. Like he didn't doodle something about the like product. It was like, no, but in my spare time, I like to draw what I market. In this case, it's a box. Like,
He drew a
not very
cereal box.
exciting.
And he got so excited he showed it to Walt Disney, who was currently drawing Steamboat Willie on the page.
Would you buy his Rice Pops?
No.
Absolutely.
I would not eat 1957 Rice Pops. No.
No.
That's like packing peanuts.
They're made entirely of asbestos.
That's probably true.
Well, they went around the room to give their points and why the kid is guilty. Jury number 2 says it's tough to say. I think he's just guilty. There's an eyewitness. Jury number 3 said, I just want to talk about the facts. There's an old dude living downstairs where the killing took place. He heard loud noises during the time period, and he heard a kid yell, "I'm gonna kill you!" And then the body hit the floor. And let the bodies hit the floor.
They
Is
said
that in
it
the
a
notes?
lot.
Is that in the notes? Is that in the notes?
No, I
Yeah,
just
is
made
that
that
enough?
on the spot.
Okay, that's good.
And then called 911. They came in and they found the old man with a knife in his chest. And it was about around midnight. And the kid is guilty, as he say.
This guy's got issues. You can tell there's something brewing. There's something personal about this guy, but we don't fully know yet. Except we kind of do. It's kind of obvious, but still, he just hasn't said it yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's also loud. Like, I was wearing headphones, and like I gotta reduce the volume every time he talks.
I think
he was
it's
angry.
interesting to point out that juror number 3, I believe it was, like you said, he kept saying stuff about facts.
Yeah.
And before I say this next part, I will reiterate that he is basically one of our primary antagonists of this
Mhm.
movie.
True.
He says a line that is very similar to the phrase "facts don't care about your feelings." And I was
Oh.
like, oh, did a certain political talking head base like their entire personality off of the bad guy from this movie?
There we go.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like it's as simple.
Actually, I think he was
That's
right.
good.
I think he was guilty. He was.
I think he was guilty. Actually, you know what? Actually, I saw him kill him myself.
I would have voted him
Yeah.
guilty.
I was.
I would not have changed my vote. I would have gone to mistrial.
No, absolutely not. No, it's ridiculous. Now, come on, now. Yeah, this guy is he's very old fashioned, right? He's constantly talking about how like, oh, kids today, they don't know what's going on. I used to call my dad sir, which is funny. I mean, we have to sort of acknowledge the fact that we're watching it years and years and years past its sort of creation point, but you can still feel this today, right? Like the sort of butting heads of the old guard and the new generation. And I mean, I joked about it before the recording started, but like, God, don't you just hate how woke movies are now? Like, oh my God. And it's like, yeah, maybe watch a movie from the 50s. Cause like, yeah, no, this stuff has always been relevant. It's just weird to talk about now, which is funny. How much of this movie is like bashing on, one of these antagonists who's this angry yelling guy who you just compared to like current day people.
Yeah.
And then, as we keep joking about a racist.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Juror number 4 said he is guilty because the kid's story was not accurate. He said he was at the movies during the time of the killing. 1 hour later, he couldn't remember the names of the films or the actors. I think that's okay.
Juror number 4 is a cinephile.
Yeah.
He's like, I remember every actor of every movie I've ever seen.
Well, he likes to think so. Yeah.
Ooh.
If
We'll
he's
get
an
into
AMC A-lister, then I understand.
He would have a letterbox account, juror number 4.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but all of the movies we rated really bad.
Yeah, he's a stickler. This guy's like the clock king. He's just like a complete asshole about all these specific things. It's very tiny details that are important to this guy. I think we had joked before. Yeah, this guy looks like the bad guy from Willy Wonka. That's the vibe that I got from him.
Yeah.
So it's he's an evil man. But you know what? Maybe he's got a heart. But don't read his letterbox because Daniel's probably right.
To me, he looks like Jim Cornette, but also a Nazi.
Jim Cornette.
He does look
Yeah.
like him.
We're talking about 4, right?
Yeah, I did agree while watching it where you said Jim Cornette, and I was like, "Is he?" Oh yeah, there he is. He looked looked like an SS officer, Jim Cornette.
He looks like Chris Chan.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Jim Cornette looks like Chris Chan. Take a look.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Looks like
everyone,
he could be his dad.
take a break while I look at Chris Chan.
Ew.
Classic Chris Chan.
All
I'll
right.
watch 6 episodes of the documentary real fast. Anyway, go on.
Juror number 10 interrupts the order, of course, and he says there's an eyewitness across the street, and a lady looks out the window, and right across the street, she sees a kid sticks the knife into the father, or Faja, at 12:10. She could see the elder. Yeah.
Why Why a gold member reference right there? Can I ask?
Yeah, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, what?
I just have to do it. It's out of my inhabit nature.
You're making your podcast impenetrable to first-time listeners.
Yeah.
First time listeners are not clicking on the 12 Angry Men episode.
Somebody, so you mentioned earlier, there's some grandpa out there that's like, oh, there's a new fangled podcast. They're talking about my favorite picture. And
Well, let me
then-
ask.
And
It's
then
a
they
movie
hear
boy,
Bar
don't I?
say Faja, and he's like, I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah,
Well-
it scared him, and now he's he has
Are
a little
you
episode.
uploading this in a place where old people can find it? Like, is this going on Facebook anywhere?
Oh, I can be. I can do that.
Vote.
Might work. The Facebook crowd will sympathize with, what is he, 9?
They're
The coughing guy?
they're gonna hear us like
Yeah.
not 5 minutes ago we
10.
made fun of anti-woke people, and you're
True.
gonna put this on Facebook of all places.
Hey,
Do it.
Facebook is.
Look, negative comments are still engagement, okay?
That's
That's
true.
true.
That's true. I literally just had someone comment. This is completely unrelated, but someone commented on one of my GI Joe videos on my YouTube channel talking about how like, oh, if they ever introduce pronouns and go woke, then I'm going to stop collecting. And so I replied to him. I was like, if that's all it takes, you should just stop collecting now. So yeah, you know what?
Correct.
Put it out to the people. Let them know. Let them know which angry men they stand with. We know which ones we stand with.
Oh,
See which
yes.
ones they stand with.
All right, let's say this right
Absolutely.
now. If you are racist, you will not like this movie because the racist is the bad guy. Sorry to say it.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Shocking turn of events.
And for those 12 Angry Men Austin Powers fans, this is it.
Yeah, that Venn diagram
Yep.
with exactly one person in it. The host
Covering
of this
every base.
podcast.
Well, yeah, he said at 12:10, she could see the L train as well. Henry Fonda, juror number 8, said, "How come you can't believe the kid's story, but you can believe the woman's story? She's one of them, isn't she?"
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
Got him.
Yeah, got him. Got his ass.
God.
Juror 5 said, let me pass for now. Juror number 6 says, "I don't know, man. I was looking for a motive. I can't find a motive." Henry said, "This kid has been hit so many times. His life is like, it's terrible. He can't see 2 slaps, then a murder." What did I just say? Hold on.
What did you just say?
What? What?
I wasn't listening. They make a point to say that like, oh no, he wasn't slapped, he was punched. There's a difference.
There we go.
They do say that. Yeah.
Because in the 50s, slapping your children or wife was okay.
True.
But punching, that's a little too far. Come on,
Little too
buddy.
much.
Yeah, and when Henry said that, juror number 4 said, "Well, everyone has a breaking point," and Henry just looked at him. He just looked at him.
He knew how to break him.
Absolutely. Well, jury number 7 said, "I can go home, right? We're here forever. Just look at the record. He has a lot of bad things. He did a lot of bad things." Henry's like, he's been beaten up when he was like 5 years old." Jury number 7 said, like, I got beaten up too, man. Where's my jury? Something like that. And jury number 3 said, like, these kids these days, as Anthony says, they don't respect their own man.
No respect at all.
No respect, yeah, with filling in that Rodney Dangerfield energy that we keep talking about.
Yeah, and he showed a picture of his kid and telling him, like, we had a fight, and when he was 16 years old, and I haven't seen him since past 2 years. So, do you guys sympathize with jury number 3?
No.
What?
No. No.
Well, maybe I could, in the sense that he's like had a falling out relationship with his son, but the way he expresses his anguish of that is by trying to send someone else to the electric chair.
Yes.
So no,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd say I sympathize.
Yeah, because he has like a whole ass speech about it's like when my kid was whatever age, he ran away from a fight, and I made sure that he became a man after that, and then he fought me, and we haven't talked since. So he's clearly hung up on this idea. There's an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Lois gets put on like a jury, and like the exact same thing happens where she's like trying to prove someone is guilty or not guilty. And at one point she's like, I know this. Listen, Francis is like, Francis, who are you talking about? She realized like, oh no, I've been talking about my kid this whole time. So as a kid, I probably didn't get that connection of what they were kind of going for. But yeah, that's the reach of this film is an episode from Malcolm in the Middle.
I need to see that episode.
You should see every episode of Malcolm in the Middle. It's a great show. I would
Good
highly
show.
recommend it.
It's a good show.
No one seems to agree. It's silence from the audience.
Yeah, what happened? Where's everyone?
I was just debating whether or not I should say, as we were watching this, Steven kept leaning over to me and saying, "There's a Family Guy episode like this."
Oh, okay. So see, I mean, Family Guy, Malcolm in the Middle, like this, the influence is there. You know, like 12 Angry Men is the blueprint, as the kids say.
Yeah, there'd be a really great scene going on. Henry Fonda pulls out the knife, and then Steven leans over, and he's like, "Brian Griffin is that guy?" It's like,
Brian
okay.
That makes sense.
I'm just messing with Steven.
All right,
Who's
jury
not
number
here at the
4.
moment. He muted his microphone. I don't know where he went.
Uh-oh. Well, jury number 4 and 10 were agreeing that the kids in the slums are evil in our society. Jury number 5 said, like, dude, I live in a slum. I'm okay.
What about me? Hey,
Come on, I'm just a kid.
Yeah. Film is extra. Jury number 8, Henry Fonda said, I've been listening. I've been there for a week listening to all the evidence built up, and he feels like the defense counsel did a good job of the cross examination. It was not thorough. What if the two witnesses were wrong? People make mistakes. Jury number 3 is like, what about the switchblade? Number 1 said, ask the cop for the evidence, so they're getting the knife into the room. And jury number 4 was discussing about the switchblade, how it's like is an unusual blade. No one can get it. The storekeeper and said it's one of its kind. And he was discussing the whereabouts of the kid. The witness identified the same knife, and the kid's story was that he went up to the movies at 11:30, coming home around 3:30. His switchblade fell out between 11:30 to 3:10, and he never saw it again. He thinks the kid never went to the movies because no one saw him there. They got a switchblade evidence, and jury number 4 shows the knife, and never seen one like it. And go ahead, Skyler. What did jury number 8 did?
Henry Fonda has the same knife. Whoa.
He was the killer all along.
He killed him.
Oh shit!
Everyone starts screaming.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but I'm going to, I suppose. So yeah, the shopkeep was like, "Oh, this is a one of a kind knife. You can't find this anywhere else." And then they're actually everywhere. They're like $2 or something. They say it's really cheap, and you could buy them. And the other witness testimony that we'll be getting to, just not lies, but maybe lies, because like one lady said she saw something, but we learned maybe she didn't, and some other guy said he was in a certain spot where he wasn't at the time, and it's just like, does the whole town have like a plan to get this kid sent to the electric chair?
Right.
Why is everyone lying?
Like
Going on?
I mean, it's the perfect sort of stance of like, well, like, here's the murder weapon, here's the eyewitness, here's all this stuff. Like, of course, it makes sense. Like, but as soon as you look at it for more than a second, you realize, like, oh yeah, this doesn't add up, and this doesn't add up, and wait a minute, hold on, and yeah, they heard this, but this also happened at the same time. Like, it's this beautiful like unfolding of the perfect crime. Like, it seems like such an open and shut case, but the more you sort of peel back its layers, you go, oh, none of this makes sense. And that's sort of the fun of this, is like the back and forth dialogue of people being like, well, did you think of this? I mean, we talk about our beautiful, lovely, just gorgeous old man character. He has one of those moments of like, let me ask you this question. And everyone's like, now what's this all about? And yeah, it's great. It's having all these characters be like, I'm very clever, aren't I?
Yes. So jury number 8 suggested to do a secret ballot, from which he was abstained. If all the other jurors still vote guilty, he will accept it. The ballot reveals that one not guilty voted. Juror number 9, our homie, reveals that he changed his vote. And there's a close-up shot of his face, of his beautiful face. It said, I said it.
Yeah, well, it comes after juror number 3 is like who's the one that didn't vote guilty? I know it was this guy over here, this stupid son of a bitch. And
I
the
know
other
it was
guy's
this
like,
guy
oh, what
from
are
the
you on about?
slums."
What are you leaving me out of this for? And then the old man is like, it was me actually.
Be so polite.
But it kind of annoys me a little bit because he's not like, I think that there is a chance he didn't do it. He's just like, Henry Fonda is very strong, and I would like to align myself with him.
That is basically it. He's like, he's so convincing. I don't
He's
even
very-
believe him, but like he's so strong.
I still kind of think that the guy killed his father, but he might not have, I guess. I don't know. Look at his
Maybe not.
muscles.
All I'm saying is it's possible. That's the whole point. Yeah.
I just want to hug him. That's all I want to do.
You're gonna have to make a tier list of like.
I thought you were gonna say time machine.
Oh.
Oh well, if you want to hug him, you're gonna need a time machine. Let me tell you. But what I was gonna say is you should make a tier list of the 12 Angry Men, and at the top is the one you want to hug the most, and at the bottom is the one you don't want to hug at all.
Oh.
Well, I did think of one.
You still have to, but you don't want.
Don't let the sweat deter you.
Oh.
Why
know,
not?
but-
That would be one of the most biggest deterrents is the sweat.
No. Abrar's not allowed to think about the sweat, but you do have
Oh.
to hug them at the end of the movie when they are their sweatiest.
Oh. Do they put deodorant?
Actually, no. Not at the end of the movie. Right before they get the fan to work.
Oh.
Right before the storm starts.
Yeah.
I'll
No deodorant.
I'll hug him. Why not?
All 12.
Not that 10 one. Ugh. No, thank you.
Not the racist one.
Not the racist one. No.
He probably wouldn't hug you either if that.
That's true, actually.
That's a good point. He would listen to the show.
Well, when that happened, everyone's like, they went onto their own spaces. Juror number 7 and 8 went to the bathroom, not together, but like one at
That's
a
a
time.
little suspicious.
Yeah. Juror number 7 is like, hey man, why are you like this, man? You're wasting our time. And then number 6 came in the bathroom as well, and he's like, dude, I want to go home, man. But do you think he's not guilty? And then juror number 8 says, like, let's say the kid is off the hook, and he did the murder to his father. Oh, sorry, I think number 7 said that. And Henry Fonda said, all right. Then everyone returned back to the room. Any thoughts on this bathroom scene? Was this necessary?
Well, I think the movie's so compact that every scene is just about necessary. But Daniel pointed something out interesting in the bathroom scene. Do you remember what that was, Daniel?
Yeah. So everyone's using the sink from like the side corner of it because of where the camera is. They still want to be able to be like visible
Yes.
to the camera. So everyone's like standing off to the side with their shoulder rammed against the wall to wash their hands.
It's exactly how wrestlers watch televisions and backstage promos.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a little goofy. I do think the most important thing to come out of this scene though is the bit where what's his name? Everyman, Juror 6, I guess. He at this point the audience is like fully on board, I think, with trying to get the kid off for, not guilty. And the Everyman comes up and he's like, okay, but like, what if you convince everyone here to say not guilty? And he actually did kill his dad.
Yeah, it provides like just the right amount of like questioning of it, because you're right. At this point, you're like, well, of course, I'm going to side with the not angry racist people. Like, yeah, they got it good. But yeah, it does provide like, well, you don't know, because the whole gimmick is like, well, you don't know, and I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out.
But it also, I don't know if you're purposely supposed to think this, but when he said that, my thought was, well, then he killed somebody, but at least I did not. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't send the kid to the electric chair just in case he didn't do it.
Pass the buck. I didn't
keeping
do
him
it.
still on the right, I think.
Well, jury number 8 argues that the noise of the passing train would be obscured, and everything the second witness claimed would be overheard. The L train is very loud. Jury number 3 is like, "What the hell are you guys talking about? Why would the witness lie?" Our homie, jury number 9, with a close-up camera, he said, "Attention, maybe." I love that. I
camera
love
loves
that
him.
scene. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All these people that
Uh,
lied need to go to their own trial.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, they almost got this kid killed.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, I mean, by that logic, our hero Henry Fonda should also go because he did buy that Switchblade, which is illegal.
Yes,
Like, you did that. That's illegal. He's like, yeah, I did it. It's illegal. What of it?
I agree. He should be in jail. A criminal.
Take me now. Yeah. Once again, this is another one of those scenes where it's like, let me ask you this. So it's like, oh, come on. Like you worked on one of these buildings, right? It's like, how loud is that train? It's like, oh, it's fucking loud. Like it's really loud.
impossible. Oh my god, it's the loudest thing I've ever heard.
So
You
it's
could hear nothing. There could be
can
a
hear
murder
absolutely
next
nothing.
door, and you never. Oh,
someone could be like, I want to kill you really bad right now with this knife. You wouldn't hear a thing.
Jury number 3. Yeah, it was. Jury number 3 is like, you keep saying this one-liner, jury number 9, and you see him smiling.
what's he plotting?
Exactly. I think he's the murderer.
He might have been.
We never find the murderer. That's the thing. So it's anyone's guess.
For some reason, jury number 2 asked everyone, like, do anybody have a cough drop? I thought it was really weird because, I mean, he's not the one coughing. Jury number 10 was coughing.
Well, yeah, it's a build up. There's sort of like all these items that are up for grabs, and it's like, oh, you want a cough drop? You want a cough drop? And then that gets paid off later.
Yes, sir. Jury number 8 argues that the phrase "I'm gonna kill ya" doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean like I'm gonna kill ya. Jury number 3 is like, oh, all right. He screamed it. Jury number 2 says some dude called me an idiot, so I yelled at him.
Good for Piglet.
yeah.
They got two standing up for himself.
He had his moment. His I don't care if you break your elbow moment.
Yeah.
Jury number 8 is like, why would he scream in front of the neighborhood? He's too bright for that. The racist. Jury number 10 said, right. He's a common ignorant son of a biatch. He don't even speak good English. Jury number 11 said, Skyler, go ahead.
What? Why are you throwing it to me all the time?
Doesn't
I
speak
don't know.
good English.
There you
He
go.
suspects that you're not paying attention, I think.
I wasn't. He was right.
Skyler, we are doing a podcast for the 100th episode.
He's
attention.
talking about the whole movie. He doesn't even.
That's
What
every
line was
episode.
this?
It's like high school all over again.
You are not my history teacher. You don't want to be my history teacher. He went to jail.
And he's gone.
Yes, he doesn't even speak English, so he got his.
That's a
ass.
really good bit. That's an amazing little like haha kind of moment.
I liked it. Give me one moment.
Oh.
I stood this I yelled at Skyler for nothing.
There we go. Jury 11 asked a question that if he did kill his dad, wouldn't he be afraid to be caught by the police at 3 o'clock? He has a good point. Jury number 5 and 11 changed their votes. Jury 5, 6, 8 further questions the second witness's story and questioned whether the death threat was a figure of speech. After looking at a diagram, the witness apartment conducting an experiment, the jurors determined that it is impossible that the disabled witness could have made to the door in time. Do you like that? You guys like that scene where he was just walking around?
That not even kidding. It's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, like I said earlier, like a lot of the conversations were like an action scene with how they played out. This part, like, kind of went silent for me. I was like leaned forward in my chair. I was like watching him do the little hobble, and of course there's like hecklers in the room. Juror 3 or whatever. He's like, "Oh, you could have gone faster than that. Come on."
I do love that. Him
My dead
berating him.
grandma could go faster than that.
He's like, okay, I'll go faster. And he like hobbles more.
Yeah, it's just like nowhere close to 15 seconds.
I like
Amazing.
juror number 2 is like, all right, hurry up. He's like, I want to wait until the 16-second mark. He's like, all
That's
right.
smart.
It
That's
is.
smart.
Juror number 3 is like, okay, fine.
He was like, I
Um,
can't complain about that. All right.
Yeah.
It's an organic moment, you know. It makes these people feel real. You know, it's a nice
Yeah.
little detail where it's like, oh, the normal person be like, does that need to be in the movie? It's like, but it informs you about the type of people that they are.
Yeah. Keeps it very grounded.
Well, juror number 3 is pissed off, argues that he tries to attack juror number 8, yelling a death threat. Henry Fonda is like, are you his executioner? And he said, I'm one of them. And Henry Fonda said, you want him to die? You're a sadist. And then juror number 3 says, shoot! And he's trying to tackle him. And I really like that scene.
Oh yeah.
Tensions are high.
Juror 5, 7, 6, and 7, physically restrained. Juror number 3, and juror number 3 says, "I'm gonna kill you." And Henry said, "He said, you don't really mean you're gonna kill me."
He
And
laughed like bigger.
He had that one in the chamber
yes,
from earlier. He was like, I've got this son of a bitch.
got him.
Yeah, it's a cool, rewarding moment.
And everyone's like, "All right." Everyone votes again. Jury number 2 and 6 changed their votes, and the jury is now evenly split to 6-6. They're really sweaty at this moment. If you guys notice.
Very funny. Oh, we
Uh,
noticed.
Oh yes. And now they have a thunderstorm upon them. Jury number 1 talks about his son's game to Henry Fonda. Jury number 7 turned on the fan since the lights were on. Excuse me. He was throwing paper balls at the fan, and one of the paper balls hits our beloved jury number 9.
I knew you were going to add that part.
Yeah. It
And
almost
he said,
That's a stupid thing to do. See, I do know quotes.
"There we go, there we go."
That's the iconic moment. Yeah.
That's the picture I did not see initially, but thank you, Anthony. That is a great picture of him, where he's just looking straight at the camera. Jury number 4 doubts the defendant's alibi based on the boy's inability to recall the details. Jury number 8 tests the juror number 4 owns memory to make a point. Basically saying like, "What's the color of my underwear?" SpongeBob reference. I
Did he say that? Did he
No,
say
he
SpongeBob reference?
no, I wish he did.
He said that.
Pretty much, juror number 4 doesn't remember the details. You can see that he's under emotional stress because he's formed a new sweat on the top of his head. You guys, I don't know if you noticed that. Juror
Yeah.
number 4.
Oh,
Well,
such a
'cause
cool
it was,
moment.
it was set up earlier because he's like the only one not sweating. And
Yeah.
someone says, like, you don't sweat, do you? And then he's being disproven finally in front of everybody. And that seed of doubt, one drop of sweat going down his face. Amazing.
Yeah, it's a genuinely cool moment, like a sort of reveal of his character, which will happen again later on. But yeah, it's a like you said, a literal like crack in him because he's starting to leak in a way.
Yeah, he's
Ugh.
leaking a little bit.
He,
Juror number 2 and 5 pointed out the unlikelihood of the father's stab wound was a angled downward. The boy was shorter than his father. Juror number 3 and Henry Fonda tested the theory of the downward stabbing, and it looked like juror number 3 was going to stab Henry. Big moment.
Ooh, we don't like
Jur-
each other, but we are still civilized. I wouldn't stab this guy.
Yeah, it looked like he almost did. Juror number 5 says, I've seen knife fights, and usually you don't. Usually you stab underhand. It's more quicker. And he's right.
He shows like the whole way to use Switchblade and the way it opens. It's why people don't hold it, facing down. You hold it facing forward, and you stab up. This is smart, clever.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make it quick if you're going to do it like
Once again, pulling focus to the fact that whoever put this like whole trial together did not give a shit. They like neither side. They're just like, oh, whatever. Who was this kid's lawyer? Did he not have a public defender at least?
It didn't look like he had a lawyer in the beginning of the movie.
This is stuff that Matt Murdock would have said in the courtroom. By the way, that's all I'm saying. Like,
that's true.
Seriously,
you need a blind lawyer. Jury number 7 changes his vote because he's like okay, forget it. And then jury 11 got angry. He's like, who tells you that you have the right to play with someone's man's life? And that's true.
He spent the whole time saying guilty, guilty. I want to go to the Yankees game. Guilty. I want to go to the Yankees game. And then finally, it starts to sway to the other side, and he's like, screw it. I don't even care. I just want to go to the Yankees game. Not guilty. And what a piece of trash. What a dumb son of a bitch. The whole say why you say not guilty. I don't think he's guilty. Good.
That's how he said it.
That's how he said it. That's how he meant it.
Well, after another vote by raising hands, this is a really good scene. When they're raising their hands, they're like more like dangling around when they're raising their hands. I know, but they're like, ugh. It looks like a xenomorph or something. I don't know. It's like some creature coming. It looks like I don't know.
The man's hands looked like a xenomorph.
Yeah, like remember that shot? It looks kind of monstrous. Jury number 9 is
level here.
Jury number 9 is the only one showing his face when he put his hands up. I like that scene.
Because he was on screen.
Yeah, he was on screen. I like it when he's on screen. It gets me happy, Jury number 1 and 12 also changes sides, leaving only 3 guilty votes. Jury number 10 goes on a bigot rant, making all the other jurors go into the different parts of the room, and they don't want to hear it.
This has got to be the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just take like what he's saying and like dial into that out of context, it's a little silly because he's just like, and them, let me tell you about them. They're the worst. They're terrible, and you can't trust them. Hey, where you going? Don't you understand? Don't you agree that they are terrible? And that's a little silly. But just the visual, dialing back on the camera, one by one, they literally turned their backs on him, shut this racist fool down.
Yeah, he's spiraling. I guess that's where the weird dialogue sort of stems in, is that he's literally just like going down the drain. He can't keep a coherent thought because no one is listening to him. Everyone is turning away from him, and he's losing steam. Yeah, I mean, there's that really great line earlier where it's like, he can't hear you and he never will. It's like there's teases like that throughout, and then here's the big payoff to racism being bad.
It's just pointless and not worth listening to.
In the 50s, no less.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very progressive, especially during that time.
It's the woke mind virus.
It's woke, yeah.
Oh.
12 woke men.
12 woke men.
12 woke men.
You should when you post the clips on Facebook.
Yeah,
you should title it 12 woke men.
Gotta get them clicks, dude.
I'll do that. Well, when jury number 4 is pressed as why he still remains guilty, he declares that the woman who saw the killing from across the street stands a solid evidence. Jury number 12 reverts to a guilty vote. After watching jury number 4 remove his spectacles and rub the impressions they made on his nose, jury number 9 realizes that the first witness was constantly rubbing similar impressions on her own nose, and he made a comment that he never worn eyeglasses, but he has 20/20.
20/20.
He's bragging about it now at this point.
Yeah, seriously, to his face, it's like, I can see better than you can.
All of his reveals are very sassy. He does come off as like, I do this little thing.
That's because he's the real killer and he's having a ball.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it.
He indicates that was also wearing the same glasses, even though she chose not to wear her glasses in court. Ooh, suspicious.
Ooh, that silly woman. Paranoid about her own looks in public. Won't wear her glasses. She'd rather not see and be beautiful.
And be beautiful. Look 10 years younger and wear clothes she shouldn't be wearing. That I guess that is the part that's sort of the silliest. Of just like, this woman really wanted to show off of being in court, huh? It's like,
Yeah.
making fun of
All right.
elderly. This guy was mocking the elderly like he wanted to matter. It's like this woman wanted to be seen. It's like,
All
okay.
right, 12, not that woke men. So yeah, when you title the episode, it's 12 parentheses, not that parentheses woke men.
I'll do that. Jury number 3 is like, he yells, "What the hell does that mean?" So mark on her nose. What does that mean?
You're not listening? She wears glasses. That's what I'm saying.
Jury number 9 was like, could those marks be made anything other than eyeglasses? And he made this Dr. Evil face, like $1 million.
No, they're Austin Powers.
Yeah, my Fasha.
Austin Powers crossover. I was not expecting.
My God.
Jury number 8 remarks that the witness, who was trying to sleep when she saw the killing, would not have had glasses on at the time when she put them on, making her story questionable.
No one sleeps in glasses.
No,
Yeah,
not
that is
me.
a great moment. Like, you ever sleep in your glasses? You ever know anyone to sleep in glasses? No, I do not. And it's that moment he realizes, like, oh shit! Finally, there's a crack. There's a tiny bit because they go on and on. And they're like, no, this is the only fact that matters. Like, well, this fact is no longer true either. I'm sorry.
That pays off too, because he says, like, you can throw out all the other evidence. This is the only thing that matters. And then when this is disproven, he falls back and he's like, well, there's all the other evidence. They're like, you said it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Piglet puts him in his place.
That's right.
You said it doesn't matter.
Jury number 4, 10, and 12 all changed their votes, leaving jury number 3 as the lone guilty voter.
It's great when juror 10 changes his vote. He just walks up to her. Do you think he's guilty? Just shakes his head, defeated. He's done.
He's out of here.
He's so cooked.
Throw him out the window. Jury number 3 desperately tries to convince the others of his argument, but he realizes that his stained relationship with his own son makes him wish that the defendant was guilty. He breaks down in tears and changes his vote to not guilty, not guilty. As the others leave, jurors number 8 and helps jury number 3 to put his coat on. The defendant acquitted off screen. I don't know why they should have been on screen. As jurors leave,
It didn't have to be on screen because we already knew it was going to happen. Like, the actual acquittal wasn't really the point. It was
that's true.
It was him, convincing all these other men. That was the point.
That's true. Well, as the jurors leave the courthouse, this is my third favorite scene. Juror number 8 and 9 reveal their surnames to each other, Davis and McCarkle, respectively. McCarkle?
McClunky.
McClunky.
McCardle?
McCardle.
McCardle. Yes, McCardle. Before saying goodbye, and juror number 9 says, all right, that's it. Bye. And the end.
Wow, what a film.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty good.
That's it. No more words. We're also what we had to say.
But yeah, this was a movie that I thought we could all remember because it was a great, quirky movie. But yeah, thoughts on this classic movie, I guess. Now looking back at it.
I mean, practically perfect.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. On Letterboxd I gave it 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Which I don't do that often. It's
Mhm.
especially I hate to be that loser that's like, oh, it's more relevant now than it was then. In today's climate of just constant argument and bickering and nobody ever changing their stance, like this movie is such like a breath of fresh air where it's just like yeah, we're angry and we're arguing, and at one point someone says, "I'll kill you," but like we all end on the same page, and like characters learn lessons about themselves,
Yeah.
and like you stand on a moral high ground that is like correct and worth something, and you make other people come to that level. It's just like we need that. We need
Yeah.
that in America today.
Yeah, he wanted to talk. That was the main thing, is that it wasn't necessarily about guilty or not guilty, is that he wanted to have a conversation before they just agreed without looking over anything. You know, they wanted to have that sort of dialogue between these 12 men. And I think, yeah, you're right. Like, it is still very relevant. It's important to have a conversation, not exactly come to every agreement and then we're all on the, happy-go-lucky, holding hands. Like, people are going to disagree ultimately, but it's a matter of understanding and listening and not being stubborn in your ways. And yeah, I mean, we've made all these jokes about it connecting to today and all that, but yeah, I mean, it's a nice view at people. Like, if you remade this today and you wanted to change it up, or because I know they made a TV movie in like the 90s, which I've never seen that one, but like you could still call it 12 Angry Men, whether it was men or not. Like, I think men encapsulates just sort of the human experience, and you can make this with anybody. Now, I'm not asking for a remake or anything like I'm not saying like, oh, they should remake this because it's good. You don't need to touch it, but
No.
the message and the ideas are still true, and you could use that in kind of any sort of setting or place.
Yeah, man. That's why they showed this to us in history class. Every kid needs to see this movie.
At least it's good. There's plenty of classes where we watch movies that aren't so good, and this is, yeah, I would say this is one of those ones where a kid can luck out seeing this.
Yeah, if I want to compare this, so we keep saying like senior year government class, we were shown this movie. It's also senior year in astronomy class. Steven and I sat next to each other in that class, and our teacher showed us Armageddon.
Yep.
Armageddon.
She did
Armageddon.
not give a shit, that lady. She didn't care.
Nope.
She was just like, we're watching movies. She showed us Armageddon, Deep Impact.
Okay,
Both
see,
of them, can you believe?
I
Why
watched
both?
I watched Deep Impact. That was the one that she showed us. She didn't show us both. That's ridiculous that you guys got both of those. Because yeah, that
Well-
class was stupid. It was nonsense, and she didn't care. I hated it.
We also got Wally.
She was cool.
If a movie had space in it, she was just like, just watch this, losers. I don't care.
You basically watched the same movie twice. Deep
Hey,
Impact.
that's what I'm saying. with different endings, to be fair.
Yep.
Yes. Morgan Freeman was not in Armageddon.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. This was the 100th episode. I cannot believe we made it this far. Here's to 100 episodes more to come. Maybe the 200th episode might do Johnny Tsunami. I don't know. We might be do something else.
Okay.
But
Well, it sounds like we're doing Austin Powers, if anything.
oh my gosh.
It's old number.
Skyler, where can they find you, man?
Where can they find me? So you asked me this question quite a bit, and I always say nowhere. But today, I'm gonna say the same thing, but slightly different. I'm gonna say you guys can't find me anywhere yet.
Oh.
That's vague. Interesting.
Ooh.
Steven, what about you, man?
You can find me on X at Chef's Vin or Chef's Vin LOL on every other social media.
You can find him at the local Whataburger.
Hey, that applies to all of us.
True.
God damn.
Daniel, how about you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at Daniel J. McG or my YouTube channel, Daniel G.
Awesome. And Anthony, how about you?
You can find me on this very podcast. Check us out talking about Power Rangers in space. It's been a very fun rewatch going through this iconic 90s show. And if you want to know other places, listen to an episode and I'll tell you where you can find me in that. So stick in this podcast channel.
Absolutely. And this is the 100th episode. Hopefully, like I said before, we'll do another 100 and another 100. Hopefully, we'll reach to 1,000 episodes one day.
Oh,
One
God.
day.
1,000?
Talking about the Scorpion King. I don't know. But
There's no way you can wait till 1,000
Oh my
episodes
God.
to talk about the Scorpion King.
you never know. But you can follow this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also have an Instagram page called Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. And to that, what did jury number 9 said, Skyler?
Make it so.
Make it so.
He said bye.
Bye. Oh yeah, you just said bye. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow.